which one is for you? When it comes down to the Speed Queens, you have a couple different options, but I really want to talk about just the Classic, the TC5, and also the TR7000. The Classic's going to give you most of the things that you want, but it is a computer control board. You have to understand, behind this panel that we're looking at, it's completely computerized. It's an open computer board made in Mexico. This is not a mechanical knob. So a lot of people think they're getting the old style, but they're not really. I don't recommend the Classic for the average family or the average person. I will if you are a mechanic or a farmer. Then this is the one for you, but you have to understand it's actually going to be fairly loud. You're going to hear that wash action. That drives some people nuts. They just don't like a noisy washer. Now, if we take a step back here on the Speed Queen website, I want to look at the TR7. This is the #1 Speed Queen that I recommend because, again, the Classic just isn't for everybody. Don't worry about the no lid lock feature. All right, I want you to understand that all of these Speed Queens, you can pause them, whether it's the TR3, 5, 7, or Classic. They all have a switch that disables it when you open it, but for safety reasons, because this one moves at a much higher speed, you don't want to get your arm in there. You might wake up in a hospital if you wake up at all. There have been people that have literally lost a whole arm or lost their life on some of these fast moving washers. So you say, which one is for me? Well, if you want features and control, then I say the TR7. Now the price difference between the two is about $200, and the TR7, for 2 more years of warranty for $200, to me it makes a lot of logical budget sense. When a service call costs you $100 and you get a year's worth of warranty, and that's parts and labor on site, I like to call it lid to legs. When you get that for $100, that's a real good guarantee. Now mechanically it's just as sound, it just functions slightly different. It is going to be quieter. It's actually 43 decibels, so this is an ultra quiet machine. You'd barely know it was on until it begins to shift gears. It manages your laundry when it gets out of balance. A lot of the technicians that work on them, they actually like this control panel better than the Classic, because again, the Classic is just an open computer board in the back, and it's not really protected or sealed or anything. So I am a big fan of the TR7, and I do believe it's the best Speed Queen for most families. Now look, if you're going off grid and you're digging a bunker, or you're digging a farm, or you're hauling cow manure, or if you're a mechanic, your husband works on diesels, you may not want this. You might actually want that Classic that's more aggressive and does a better job of getting the grit out of your clothes. It has an agitator though that will grab straps and strings, whereas this TR7 does not have that. It's going to be gentler, but it's still going to do a great job cleaning your clothes. I hope this helps you. Again, the TR7 is probably the best selection for the average person that wears delicate office clothes most of the time. If you're not down in the mud, then go with the TR7. If you are, get the Classic.